Have you ever thought about living your last days with just a tiny hope to make up for the past? Hey friends! Tonight, we're talking about a film that might be one of the most emotional movies of recent years, starring Fraser in an Oscar-winning role. It's the story of a lonely, overweight man trying to reconnect with his daughter, after years apart. Ready? Let's dive into The Whale. The movie starts with Charlie, an online university teacher, who doesn't want his students to see him because of his severe obesity. He's home alone, watching a movie and eating, when suddenly he feels a sharp pain in his chest, as if his heart is failing. At that moment, a religious missionary named Thomas arrives. Seeing Charlie's condition, Thomas wants to call an ambulance, but Charlie stops him, saying, "Read aloud this essay I'm giving you." The essay is about the white whale, a symbol that perfectly reflects Charlie's state. A man drowning in sorrow, guilt, and loneliness. The essay strangely calms him. After that, Liz enters, Charlie's nurse and only loyal friend who has been by his side for years. Liz warns Charlie that he has heart failure and must go to the hospital, or he likely won't live past the week. But Charlie worries about hospital costs and says, "I can't afford the hospital, I'm not going." Charlie hasn't seen his daughter Ellie for years, but now, facing his final days, he wants to fix their relationship. Ellie is a smart, but angry and rebellious teenage girl who hates her father. Charlie promises her that he will help with her studies and give her all his savings if she comes to visit. Ellie agrees at last. When Ellie tells Charlie to walk without his walker, he tries but fails. It seems like Ellie wants to make him feel more powerless and ashamed. Liz, Charlie's nurse and faithful friend, doesn't want to give up and decides to help him any way she can. She buys a blood pressure monitor that will alert them if his pressure or heartbeat rises dangerously. When Liz sees the essays Ellie left at the house, she realizes Ellie has met with Charlie and gets angry. She tells Charlie, "You know Ellie's mother asked you to stay away from her after their divorce. You left Ellie when she was just 8 years old. Now at the end of your life, you want to reconnect?" Obviously, Ellie won't accept it. Ellie comes back to see her father. Charlie, who believes in Ellie's talent, asks her to write on paper about anything she wants, just like she used to as a child. At that moment, Thomas arrives again. Upon Thomas's arrival, Ellie leaves but tells him, "I'll be back tomorrow." Later, Liz brings a special wheelchair for obese people to help Charlie move more comfortably in his final days. Liz wants to talk privately with Thomas, and this is where Charlie's hidden secrets slowly start to come out. Liz tells Thomas that about 9 years ago, Charlie met Alan, Liz's brother, and they fell in love. Charlie left his wife and kids for Alan. Liz's father, who works in the church, strongly opposed their relationship and made Alan feel intense guilt. This pressure led Alan to commit suicide after some time. Charlie sank into deep depression and sought refuge in overeating. Liz knows that the New Life church Thomas came from was responsible for her brother's death, and tells Thomas, "Charlie doesn't need your help. Don't come here again." Ellie visits her father again but is still furious with Charlie, especially because he abandoned his wife and kids for another man. Ellie says, "I want to cook you a meal." But she secretly slips a sleeping pill into Charlie's food. Thomas returns, thinking he can guide Charlie with his words, but here his lies and secrets begin to unravel. Ellie starts playing mind games with Thomas, warning him, "If you don't do what I say, I'll tell everyone you tried to assault me." Thomas is shocked by Ellie's words. First he forces her to water the plants, then he is asked to talk about himself. Thomas admits he was part of a religious group, but left them, stole from the church, ran away from home, and his parents are looking for him. Ellie records Thomas's confession and takes pictures of him as evidence. Meanwhile, Liz and Ellie's mother Mary arrive at Charlie's house, and Thomas quickly flees. Liz realizes Ellie has knocked Charlie unconscious, but Ellie doesn't care at all. Mary is full of anger and regret. She tells Charlie he shouldn't have given all his savings to Ellie. At this point, Liz discovers Charlie had money for treatment, but didn't spend it, wanting to make sure Ellie was financially secure after his death. Liz is so upset she leaves the house. Mary says, "Ellie is literally a devil. She only uses people and is cruel." She shows Charlie photos Ellie posted mocking him online, and says Ellie did the same to her before. But Charlie refuses to believe Mary and says, "To me, Ellie is a smart, talented, and amazing girl. I believe in her." Mary still seems to love Charlie, but she is hurt that he left them for his boyfriend. Charlie feels guilty for the pain he caused his wife and kids over the years and says, The last time I traveled was 9 years ago when we went to the beach together. Mary, seeing how much Charlie cares about Ellie and that she kept them apart for so long, feels regret. Charlie tells Mary, "Before I die, I want to do one right thing and make sure Ellie is okay." Charlie, feeling mentally broken again, returns to overreading and asks his students to write something honest. At that moment, Thomas arrives again, but this time he's very happy and says, "Ellie found our address and the church I used to attend. She sent them my confessions, and they forgave me. They said I can come back home." These words light a spark of hope inside Charlie, who thinks, "I always believed Ellie was an extraordinary girl." Charlie's condition worsens daily. He wants to be honest with his students, so he turns on his laptop camera and shows his obese and wounded body to them. His students are shocked, but Charlie doesn't care because he knows today is his last day working. Moments later, he throws his laptop on the floor and it breaks. Liz comes in, examines him, and realizes there's no time left. Ellie wants to talk to her father alone. She asks why the essay he gave her is the same one she wrote as a child about the whale, which the school rejected. Charlie, choking back tears, says, "That's the best essay I've ever read in my life. I believe in you. You are an amazing girl. Please read it again for me." Ellie starts reading aloud through tears. "This whale was lonely, scared, but it kept going because it still had hope." Charlie cries, feeling like he's reached his only wish, that Ellie comes out of the darkness and believes in herself. He struggles to get up from the couch, walks toward the door, and as bright light floods in, he smiles. And it's like he's finally free. That's the summary of a story that's more about hope, regret, and love than just a movie. Now I want to ask you, if you had only 1 week left, how would you spend it? Write your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to hit that like button. And most importantly, make sure you subscribe right now so you never miss the next movie recap. I've got 6 playlists from different genres, and I add new movies every single month. You can see them right here on the end screen. Hit subscribe first, then pick a playlist and keep the adventure going.